Hey, so I've been reading the Bible and I've been trying, and it just seems really confusing. So I see that you read the Bible consistently, so I was hoping that you could shed some light on a few things.
Wow. I will try. Um, the book is very, very immense and very vast on the topics that are in there. The book is a spiritual book. It is a historical book. It has many different sciences to it. It covers the past, the present, the future, what is going to go down in the future. It is a true book in the histories of the world that are aligned with it, like the Greeks, the Romans. It is aligned with Africa. Even though the word Africa is not in the book, the continent itself is called the land of Ham. So the continent itself is written from Genesis to Revelation. Okay. The Bible speaks about warfare. The Bible speaks about different procreative forces between man and woman. The Bible speaks about proper sex and improper sex. The Bible speaks about morality. The Bible speaks about this being called the Lord also. Now, the reason why the word Bible, because the word Bible comes from a Greek word, biblios or biblia, which means a collection of records. So before Gutenberg made a printing press to bind the records of the Israelites, because the first 5 books of what is called Moses or the Torah, Moses wrote Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Joshua wrote his records. So Moses' records was complete because he died. Joshua took the nation of Israel down into the land that was called Canaan, which today is called the land of Israel. Okay. It also speaks about people and races. So you must study archaeology. So many different sciences is in those records that has been compounded into one book that now people say, well, that's the Bible. It speaks about angels, super beings, gods, and stuff like that. It speaks about food. It speaks about righteousness. There's so many things to it. It speaks about death, what happens when you die. It speaks about a concept called heaven and hell, which exists upon the earth. There is no mystical place that when you die, well, this is where you're going to go to. It doesn't speak about that. Where you're going to go to a place called hell, where you're going to be tortured and stuff like that. It also speaks about false philosophies or religions that man has created upon the earth, thousands of different philosophies, which the Lord, this being called the I Am, never gave to man. Man created those things. It speaks about this being called Christ, his son, a black man of the nation of Israel, of the tribe of Judah. He never created a concept called Christianity or Roman Catholicism. But it speaks about these things, that they would be done. So this book, the great thing about this book, it shows you yourself. If you're truly studying it, it shows you yourself what is right and what is wrong inside of you. So which would be the light or the darkness, okay? It speaks about those things. It shows you what the Lord requires. And everything is for you to believe, you know, whether you're going to believe or not. A lot of people don't believe, therefore they become what's called antichrist. When people don't believe in the ways of the book, you know, then you become anti. You understand? It shows you about false gods too. The different cultures and people's beliefs of different cultures and their gods and their pantheons that they think exist somewhere. So if you go back to Egypt, you know, and you're into something called Egyptology, and the gods, the ancient gods of Egypt, Horus, Isis, Maat, Hapi, all these, Seth, all these different gods and stuff. It shows you that they don't exist. But yet people believe in that to this very day. And not only that, cultures all over the world, nations all over the world, they have their gods and their beliefs. And the Bible refutes them and say that they don't exist. Okay? So it is a book, literally, of studying. That's why in 2 Timothy's, the 2nd chapter, the 15th and 16th verse, it says, study to show thyself approved to the Lord. Rightly, see that? Rightly dividing the word of truth. So the Bible is the word of truth. A lot of people don't understand it because they don't have the right teacher to teach them. There are many teachers out here that teach things. But to understand that, to a person that's into Islam, the beliefs of Islam and the Quran would be right. Okay, going around the rock, the Kaaba stone in Mecca, to them, since that's what they're taught that that is right. The Bible says that that whole concept and the worshiping of that rock is wrong. That's idolatry. See that? So to the millions of people that believe in Islam, you can't tell them nothing. That's what I'm saying, having the right teacher. Okay, the Bible now says no. Now the thing is, do you believe? But now you can study that. So that's what the book is, man. It's supposed to clear you up, not have you confused, going to 10,000 churches, looking for a word of the Lord. The book is right there in your house. And last thing, the confusion of the King James 1611. There were many Bibles before the King James 1611 came into existence. The creators of the King James 1611 only took the records that were there before. And what they did was they were broken up into 3 sections or 3 groups, and they were allowed to cross-check and cross-reference each other for over a period of close to 5 or 6 years. They were groups studying the Latin, the Greek, the Aramaic, and they were able to put the records back into one book that from the records that were already pre-written. Okay, King James did not write what is hand. He was just the president or the emperor of England of that time, and it got affixed to him, King James 1611. That's one of the biggest lies that has happened, that people say, oh, King James wrote the Bible. King James never wrote the Bible. There was the Douay Bible. There was the Jerome Bible. There was the Latin Vulgate. There was something called the Septuagint. These were records, and there were many pre-records before King James 1611. And that's what people don't study. See that? So that's why they say, oh, King James wrote the Bible. No, he did not. Okay, it's just that that's the most dominant book now, King James 1611. So, you know, that's what the Bible is about, man. It gives you peace of mind. You know where you are. Like I know I'm in America right now. America is written in the Bible. America comes from Rome. Actually, America comes from the 3 daughters of Rome, which is England, France, and Spain. America is the daughter of those 3. Those 3 come from out of Rome. Rome dominated all of Europe until Rome broke apart. So this is Rome, okay, which is Italy. When Rome broke apart, she broke up into all these empires that began to dominate the whole world. See, that's history. That's the Bible. You got to study. You know, you can't be on some religious context. So when she broke apart now, America now, where I exist right now, is the daughter which is spoken about in the Bible. So that's what the Bible does. It shows me who I am, where I am. And also, too, last to leave on that, the people that call themselves the children of the Lord, so-called Jews, are not the children of the Lord. See, you got to study. They were converted into believing in 700 AD. They were converted, their leaders were converted into believing that they're the chosen people of the Lord. So when you see them, because you don't study, you say, oh, those are Jews. But because you don't know the history as to what happened, how it happened, why it happened, therefore you are in darkness. That's what the Bible does. It clears you up. It brings you to the light. Okay? So with that, hopefully, that clear up some of your questions. It gets very vast, but hopefully that'll clear up some of your questions. Peace.
Thank you for that.
Yeah. All right. Cool.